The Lakers begin the game with Jay. Last year, the Lakers 35-47 for the King headed out west. What impact, obviously, will LeBron James have on this Lakers team and their record?
There's no doubt that I think the Lakers will get over 35 wins. Will they get over 50, though, is the major question. I don't see that happening, considering last year only 2 teams in the West, Golden State and Houston, had over 50 wins.
West is loaded, so if you don't get over 50, if you're the Lakers, are you still in the playoffs?
I think the Lakers will probably be a 6th seed. Yes, they will be in the playoffs this year.
Ball to Caldwell Pope. Nothing going here on that drive. Foot was on the line. It's a turnover. It's James Harden once again. To Anthony. Driving right to the basket. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
Paul to Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. Kyle Kuzma. Ball's out of bounds. Last touch by LeBron James. Harden. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. To Harden. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Huge block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, each won just 1 with the Lakers. Elgin Baylor didn't win any. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in L.A.?
LeBron James wins 1 championship in L.A. That means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans, because when you see the likes of Kobe or Michael Jordan, they won all their championships in the same city. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James.
Houston takes over. Paul to Capella. LeBron with it up top. Up by 6. Nice pass to get things going.
I like that aggression early. You never just settle for jumpers. You attack, you attack, you attack. Then when they back off, you'll have room to shoot that, Jay.
Paul to Harden. Short jumper off the mark.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
Oh, bad pass. As the Rockets come away with it. Now Paul with the basketball. 8-0 is the score. To Capella. Nothing going here on that drive. Capella. Short jumper won't go down. James into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Oh, Lonzo Ball. Good start. He's made his first shot.
Lonzo Ball is so different. There's something special about a player that can always deliver the ball on time and on target. Let me break that down for you. The on-time part means the ball isn't delivered 1 second too late or 1 second too early, but at the perfect time for you to go right into your shot or make a play. The on-target aspect means that the ball is either delivered right in the pocket for a shooter, or for a big, it hits you right in the chest so you can go up for a slam. With his head constantly on a swivel, it's safe to say that Lonzo Ball is already an elite passer.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
You have to understand something. I do not care that you're 1 of 6 from the field. The only statistic that matters is the final score.
The assist.
Rockets in control of the basketball. Paul to P.J. Tucker. Anthony. The pass taken away by the Lakers. To James. Inside, he scores.
As a player, there's nothing better than coming out in the first quarter and playing exactly the same way you played the last couple of days of practice. You're moving the ball, you're capitalizing on mistakes, and you really built a nice lead.
Does it. Rising above the rim, a Carmelo Anthony special.
Ooh, is today Throwback Thursday? A little flash of the old Melo right there.
LeBron into the front court. His team leads it by 10. LeBron James, 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to cement his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Los Angeles has the basketball. And count the basket inside.
Let's see, this is simple. This is where the PG pulls the bigs over to the side and says, we can't allow that to happen. You need to be an enforcer down low.
Paul gets a look. Can't hit. To Kyle Kuzma. And finishes strong. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Fires the three, his first effort, off the mark.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away.
Changes coming from both sides right now. LeBron James trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 73%. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. There will be no shortage of shots for Carmelo Anthony and Mike D'Antoni's offense, Jay. Why is it a good fit for Melo in Houston?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, if there's one guy you need to trust, his name is Daryl Morey. And the Houston Rockets organization is a stat-driven culture. So he understands at this juncture where Carmelo Anthony is in his relationship to his career. Playing with two pass-first type PGs and James Harden and CP3, who averaged a combined 12.5, 13 assists last year, will open up the floor extensively for Carmelo to knock down those jump shots.
It's James controlling the offense. Sizing up the defense. Ball to Beasley. 5 to shoot for Los Angeles. Lonzo Ball. That's now 4. He hasn't missed.
Whew, I don't think anyone saw this one coming, but it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
To Carter Williams. Screen coming. Lays it up and in.
It's going to be a long road back, I'm not going to lie to you. But it's only the first quarter, and that's exactly what you needed. You needed to see the ball go in a couple of times.
Right down the lane, but the shot won't go.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Oh yeah, I like that.
No good. Defense catching a break there.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Lakers ball. Deep three at the buzzer, and it's no good as time's run out here in the first quarter. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Gordon with it. Down a dozen. Carter Williams to Anthony. Here comes the screen. Nene with the dunk.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Los Angeles, they have it. The monster stuff. Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Jay, the Lakers, not just a great franchise, but they are a brand in the NBA. With LeBron James, what do you make of Laker fans accepting him maybe now or down the road as one of their own?
They better accept him now. I agree wholeheartedly with Jeannie Buss when she said they're not Laker fans if they're not happy about LeBron James. He is a Laker, and this is one of the most loyal fan bases we have, not just in this country, but in the entire world. The most Twitter followers of all the teams in the NBA.
Ball. Knocked loose. Ball to James. Deep two there, won't go.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
No good. That's great defense.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
Slams it down, and there was no stopping him that time.
It's not every day that you see a 6'9", 265-pound freight train coming down the lane. You probably want to step out of the way.
Gordon to the basket, but a shot no good.
Well, you can't finish with your right hand on the left side of the rim. You actually have to use your opposite hand. Steve Nash is one of the best at this. Different shots at different angles, high off the glass, expecting that there are trees down below with long wingspans that can block your shot.
It's Rockets ball. Nene. Screen coming. Oh, had him going there for a second. To Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
And Melo will be the first one to tell you this. He's not ready to be a role player just yet. He can still put up points in bunches. Didn't shoot the ball that well last year, averaged around 16 a game, the lowest total of his 15-year career.
Wow. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Subbing in for the Lakers, number 14, Brandon Ingram.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
First one, count it. And he makes them both.
Coming right back to you.
Lakers at the controls right now. Hart. A pass down low to Beasley. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Rebound. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Curling inside. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside. Gets it to go.
And whether you're moving north or south or east or west, you got to be able to keep pace with the ball carrier. And most importantly, stay in his chest. That's on the defender. It's way too early to be fatigued.
Got it.
Eric Gordon finished second in the Sixth Man of the Year voting after winning the previous year. But what's even more astonishing is watching his development at his time in Houston. In New Orleans, often it looked like he was lost. But there's no doubt about it. In H-Town last year, he found a second life.
Michael Beasley at the line. Off the mark on the first free throw. Second one's good. Splits the pair.
Ed, you ready for another fun fact about the Houston Rockets?
Let's do it.
Okay, the team was established in 1967 and was given the name the Rockets because San Diego was the home to many space-age manufacturers. When the team eventually moved to Houston, the name still fit, giving Houston's association with NASA.
Wow, so Houston, we have a problem? All of that associated with space? Who knew?
Are you saying that because Carmelo Anthony's in town?
No, Apollo 13.
Oh, okay.
Rondo into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. And a finish at the rim.
Okay, you don't get a 10 for style points, but it worked.
Rockets have the ball. And the finish. Jay, it counts for 2, but that was pretty.
And what a postseason run last year for Eric Gordon. He's the perfect complementary player with James Harden and CP3. But in April and May, there is nothing complimentary about E. Gordon. He was an absolute star.
Now ready for a couple of free throws. Michael Beasley at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. Harden with it up top. Down 6. The screen sets him up for 2.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Shot from the lane won't go. Paul across the timeline. Down 4. Tight space with the crossover. To Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Harden in possession, trailing by 4. Paul, so the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. To Josh Hart. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him. Gordon with it. They trail by 1. Defense making the ball carrier work. Harden. No good, and no foul.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Paul with it up top. Down by 1. Tucker, the pass taken away by the Lakers. He was hacked. They let it go.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
To Josh Hart. 4-3. Misfires. It's no good. The follow won't go either. Hall into the front court. His guys can hold for the final shot. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. He's now 4 for 6.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
So a tight one as we reach the break in a 1-point game. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
It's time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Rockets are in a close game thus far. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Houston Rockets. The Lakers aren't down by much after 2 quarters. I love the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impressed me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. Steals.
We might be enjoying these first half highlights of steals, but I'm sure the coaches won't be in the next film session. Neither of these teams have been consistently able to maintain control of the basketball.
Player of the half.
Melo couldn't be denied the award after all of those slams. He might get top plays all to himself at the end of the game if he keeps this up.
Who was cold?
Ingram just can't seem to get it going. He's been able to get shots up, but more often than not, they just haven't been dropping for him. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Who left in Houston? Luc Mbah a Moute to the Clippers. Phoenix. So, Jay, how do the Rockets adapt without 2 key wing defenders this year?
Well, other guys need to step up. I think you need to see P.J. Tucker step up. Gerald Green, we all know how explosive he is offensively, but he needs to make that applicable to the defensive end. Michael Carter-Williams is another big acquisition. He's a bigger guard. He can use his length to deter shots. And also another kid, Markel Brown. He played at Oklahoma State. Extremely athletic, explosive on the perimeter. If these guys can do it by committee, that might be enough to eclipse the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Kyle Kuzma at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. And he can't convert the free throw. The follow won't go either. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Going to launch beyond the arc, and McGee there for the rebound. Across the timeline comes James. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. Knocked loose. Paul into the front court. His guys down 3. Beyond the arc for 3. Not that time. Caldwell Pope to Kyle Kuzma. The shot blocked by Anthony.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
And they retain the possession. Deep left corner. Fires the 3. That's off the side of the rim. No good. To James. Kuzma can't connect. Gordon with it. Down 3. Anthony. Tough make through traffic.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
To Caldwell Pope. Lets it fly from long range. Missed it. Offensive board. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
You hear a lot of talk about Donovan Mitchell, but Kyle Kuzma is probably one of the biggest surprises in the draft last year. Averaging around 16 points per game and became an all-rookie first team after being drafted 27th overall.
It's James controlling the offense. Takes stock of the floor. That's blocked by Capella. That one out of bounds off a rocket. Substitution being made in this one. Kuzma. Harden in possession. His guys now trailing by a point.
Oh, they call the foul, Jay.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Jay, last year, Rockets 65-17. Good for #1 record in the West. What's going to be good enough this year for the Rockets to get to the NBA Finals?
Well, you need CP3 to be healthy. If he's healthy, you can make an argument that the Rockets may have won the Western Conference Finals against the Golden State Warriors. But also, I think James Harden needs to continue to build on his play in the playoffs in particular. Everybody knows about how great he was during the regular season. But those last 6 games against the Golden State Warriors, he really struggled from the three-point line. He shot 37% during the regular season. He shot 20% in the Western Conference Finals.
And now Houston has the basketball. Anthony to Paul. Rocking the rim.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
JaVale McGee gets it in the right corner. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
LeBron James trying to cash in on a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throw up and good. Gives him a 2-point lead. Houston with the basketball. And a whistle.
Welcome to New Age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Tucker. Paul to P.J. Tucker. To Paul. From long range. That's how you defend.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
To Caldwell Pope. Now a steal as the Rockets have it.
You go back to the principles. Things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade is called the shell drill.
And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Los Angeles has the basketball. From the painted area, won't go down.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
A pass taken away by the Rockets.
Neck and neck. They couldn't get anything on that possession. Let's see if we can get a bucket in transition.
Knocked loose. And that's going to be off of Anthony out of bounds. So it stays with the LA Lakers. Hart. Inside, he scores.
That's what you like. That rip through right into the shot. That's smooth.
Have to respect all elements of his game. For three, always has a chance for Tucker, but not that time. Lakers ball to Josh Hart. Knocked loose. Rockets have the steal. Capella. Nice pass to set things up. And scores.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Rondo with the basketball. Game's all tied in the final minute here in the third.
Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. New blood coming in for both sides. Kuzma. To Josh Hart. A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. Lakers come up with it.
Tie ball game. Make this possession count.
A big finish at the rim.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
To Anthony. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Hart, terrific vision. James, he was wide open. It's not going to be pretty when they watch the video. Someone's getting chewed out. Houston takes over. Runner here won't go.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
LeBron into the front court. Shot clock turned off as they try to extend the lead. Deep three at the buzzer. The quarter comes to an end. The Lakers have the lead. It'll be Lakers ball as we begin the fourth quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
Oh, he had him there for a second. Ball. McGee powers it through.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Ball to Caldwell Pope. Shot from the lane won't go to Caldwell Pope. Here's LeBron for two. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one. Jay, what makes LeBron so special on the offensive end?
Well, first and foremost, look at that frame. 6'9", 265 pounds with the agilities of a guard. He can blow by you. If he dips that shoulder, there's no way. There is nobody in the NBA that can guard that.
Throws it down off the alley-oop pass.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Los Angeles, they have it. James to Caldwell Pope. Here's a chance from long range. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Has a look. It's good. Change of scenery, but how can Melo still impact a franchise?
It all starts with a mindset. It starts with embracing and accepting your new role. He is no longer a starter in this league. He's a guy that's going to need to be positive on the bench, bring in his shooting abilities off the bench, and also be a coach when he's on the floor. That's the next step in the evolution for Carmelo Anthony.
Carter Williams with it up top. The margin standing now at 7. Nene to Anthony. Harden. James Harden, not shaken for the early struggles. Maybe this is a sign of things to come. Sometimes it looks like he's not locked in, but think otherwise.
Let's be honest. Sometimes he is not locked in when the ball isn't in his hands. But do you need James Harden to be locked in 100% of the time? No, you need him to be locked in 95% when he has the ball in his hands. That's when something spectacular is going to happen offensively for your team.
LBJ with it. To Kyle Kuzma. Caldwell Pope. Now a steal as the Rockets have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Taking advantage of the turnover.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 sec. Play before this great play that we just saw. Just because you have a bad offensive possession, you can't allow that to go down and reciprocate itself on the defensive end. One bad play does not make two bad plays. You have to bounce back. That's how you play this game.
Time for some new personnel into the game. Two-point shot for James Harden. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Add 2 points to the board.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Knight into the front court. They trail by 7. Nothing going here on that drive. To Capella. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Clint Capella at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 48% free throw shooter. To Caldwell Pope. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
The game is too tight for you to be taking risks like that. You want to avoid foul trouble at all costs.
Knocks down the first. Two for 2 on that trip. It's Harden. Brings the ball up. And they call it.
Just a tic-tac foul.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
Houston, that's his second personal foul. Team foul.
Tucker. Rockets with 4 to shoot. It's Harden. Can't connect. To Caldwell Pope. JaVale McGee. And he's fouled. Couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
LeBron James at the line. And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. That's out of bounds. Last touch by LeBron. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
For Houston, number 10, Eric Gordon.
Tucker. They get it down to Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. Not looking pretty. 3 for 10.
There's no better feeling after a game after you had 25-plus assists and you won the game, and everybody recognizes that it's time for their bank accounts to get rewarded.
Caldwell Pope. A pass taken away by the Rockets. Now Paul with the basketball. Right now, down 7 to Harden. The drive right to the basket. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. James to Ball. To James. Caldwell Pope. Not going down here. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Has a chance. Shot by Paul. No good. Ball with the basketball. Leads 5. Flushes down the slam. The maturity of one of the game's greatest on full display.
Yeah, LeBron James still proving that he can get up there with the highest of the high. But still, I love the fact that he recognizes less is more now. LeBron James 2007, every play is a dunk. Now it just happens once in a while. Enjoy the greatness.
James Harden at the line. First free throw is good. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. To Caldwell Pope. Ball to James. Ball. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just got to let them play, ref.
Lonzo Ball at the line. First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2. Rockets in control of the basketball. Nene to P.J. Tucker. They work it to Capella, down low. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout, but this game's in the balance, and time is of the essence. Tucker.
If you would like to participate in an upcoming event,
Count the basket at the rim.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
It's good, and 1.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
JaVale McGee trying to cash in on the three-point play. History not on his side. 58% from the line. Slams it home on the putback.
He's a relentless scorer. It doesn't matter if you stop him once. He's going to keep coming at you time and time again.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston. That's their second of the final 3 minutes. No more timeouts left the rest of the game. And the Lakers with the rebound. Ball into the front court. His team leads it by 10. And he's going to the free throw line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
First one, count it. And he makes them both. Harden into the front court. The deficit now up to 12. JaVale McGee pins it. That's his third block this evening.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
LeBron James at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw's good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. Paul. Yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
And a chance coming up at the line.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximal effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
Oops, he missed the first one. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. The Lakers get the victory. They're now 2-0 in this young season. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap. The Lakers finished with a narrow victory on the scoreboard. The defense in this matchup was outstanding. When they weren't blocking shots, they were making steals, and it all came together for a terrific win. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Rockets finished on the losing end of a close score. While they did put together quite a highlight reel of dunks in this matchup, they did not put together a win. As we all know, style points never show up on the scoreboard. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Houston Rockets.
Game track. Second chance points.
This matchup was all about second chance points. Players from each of these teams were involved in the action, taking offensive rebounds and turning them into points for their respective scoreboards.
Player of the game.
LeBron James read the defense perfectly, and his teammates reaped the benefits with easy baskets.
Who was gold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here's our top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
These are the upcoming matchups for the Los Angeles Lakers. On behalf of Ed Coyne and Jay Williams,